What's up, everybody? It's Saturday. It's Chris. You're here on Tentative. That means it's time for another pull list. I have 5 hot comics for you. It was another solid week. Nothing like amazing, but nothing horrible either. It was a solid week for comics, so that is really good. I have, some of my favorite stories this week that I'm going to recommend for you, and I really hope that you check them out. Let's start off with Superman and Wonder Woman number 22. Peter Tomasi and Doug Monk are taking the fallout from the story from Superman, where basically he's lost most of his powers. He's just like a superhumanly strong human now, and we're trying to understand everything. With Superman and Wonder Woman, the focus has always been on their relationship as well as the stuff that they get into, and this one is really a solid book because Superman's in a scary place, a place where he's never really been before, and he does what I'm pretty sure everybody thought Wonder Woman was going to do. He hits pause on the relationship in this book. He hits it hard, and he hits it to a point where he's just unsure. At first, I was afraid, like, oh, is this the beginning of the end for the book? But I'm not really sure yet. When you read this one, there's going to be a lot of subtext in there, a lot of great call outs, and at the end of the book, it looks like there's a bit of a strength there that you really need to see, and I think that we are a long way from Superman and Wonder Woman actually ending. Definitely check this book out. Definitely read this one. If anything, just for the simple fact of Wonder Woman, just laying down the law on Superman in this one. Definitely check this one out. Next up, Marvel's been doing a pretty good job about their relaunches, and one of my favorite books is Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 2, Dan Slott and Giuseppe Camuncoli. Camuncoli. My bad. Didn't mean to mess that up. They have created an awesome book in this one. I couldn't really recommend the first one because I wasn't sure where it was going, but I can recommend number 2 mainly for a huge throwback to one of the better Spider-Man stories coming out in a few years. I'm talking about The Ends of the Earth. There's some major throwbacks to The Ends of the Earth in this book, and when you read it, you're going to be like, oh, the feels, because Ends of the Earth takes place prior to Doc Ock taking over for Spider-Man, or taking his body, and basically it was a really solid story, and it put Peter in some interesting places. Now, with Peter Man becoming more like Tony, he's revisiting some of these feelings, and now he has, I want to say, everything that has happened to him has put him in a place where he is now trying to be the hero that he always could have been if he could have just stopped slacking off and stopped goofing around. Really solid book this week. Amazing Spider-Man number 2. Awesome stuff. You get Spider-Man at his best, and also you see some different growth for him. So definitely check this one out. Definitely if you're interested in where Spider-Man's going now with the all new lineup. Man, I can never not recommend this book, so you'll probably just constantly keep saying it. This is going to be Invincible number 124, Rob Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. Beautiful stuff in this one. Ryan Kirk, sorry, why I call him Ryan Kirkman? Robert Kirkman is amazing with his writing and his storytelling for the superhero universe. This place is Invincible in a really funny story, like a really funny place. You would think it's a reboot, like it says at the bottom, but it's not really. It sends him back in the past. Mark is now at the beginning of his story. He's where he just gets his powers, and he's freaking out because now he's at a point where he's like, I know everything that's going to happen, but I have the ability to change things. What do I do? And it's just good stuff. You're going to get a lot of the interaction between Mark and Eve before they're anything, where she just doesn't know anything about him. The team, that whole situation's amazing, but the real dynamic here is Mark and his father. This is Mark's father. This is Omni-Man before all of his shenanigans. And Mark is having the hardest time dealing with it, and it's beautiful. Definitely check this one out if you're a fan of Invincible like I am. Definitely check this one out if you're a fan of superhero comics like I am. Definitely check this one out if you're a fan of comics like I am. Another one of Marvel's all new, all different lineup, the Uncanny Inhumans #1. Charles Soule, Jay Lesnin, and Steve McNiven have made an interesting book. It's no secret, really, to anyone that Marvel is trying to push the X-Men and the mutants out of the way and make the Inhumans their new standard. They're not doing it very subtly. They're doing it very blankly and bluntly, and they're not even really talking about it. But you know what's happening. The writing's on the wall, and for everything that you do, you would think they're going to fail about it, but they're not. They're actually really creating some interesting stories for these characters. The Uncanny Inhumans has the Medusa leading the Inhumans as they're trying to still deal with the fallout of Infinity. The Terrigen Mist has been released. Black Bolt has, basically is running around the world. But this is book one is just basically two stories. The first story is involving Black Bolt as he goes around trying to find his son. So he's going against, Kang. He's going against the man who saved his son. He wants his son back, so he's willing to break his word with Kang. And it's not going to be a good look for him. The other half of the story is about Medusa, her leading the New Humans, and her basically trying to put the Inhumans and the New Humans in the face of the world as a positive. Unlike where the X-Men and the mutants were, now the Inhumans are in the spotlight, and she is trying to control that message. It's really interesting stuff in here, mostly because there's a lot of call-outs to how how normal relationships are between estranged people, between Black Bolt and Medusa now that they're not together. And at the end of the first story, it's really, really solid because there is a hilarious moment between Medusa, Black Bolt, and the Human Torch. Just trust me on that one. You definitely want to check this one out. Another part of this is at the end of this, there is a little teaser for All New Inhumans, which is coming this December, that I definitely think you should check out as it sets up big for that new lineup or that new story. Definitely check this one out. And last but not least, another book that I will constantly recommend every time an issue is out, Tokyo Ghost #2. Rick Remender and Sean Murphy are killing it with this one. You have an awesome story about Debbie and Led. They are getting Debbie's wish and they're leaving. And they are going to get clean. Well, Led's going to get clean. And Debbie's going to get pissed. This was an amazing book. Kind of short because I wanted more because, man, it was so good. But they get to Tokyo and it's not going well. This book is not really for kids for the first half of the book, just for the simple fact that if you want to see old man penis, it's there, and there's nothing you can really do to look away because it's just like blam in your face. Definitely check this one out. Amazing writing, amazing art. A story of pretty much like one person like who's clean, who's in love with somebody who's an addict, and she's doing everything she possibly can to get him clean. And when she does, he ain't too happy about it. I'm not really going to try to spoil it for you, but definitely check this one out if you're big into just like the Neo Tokyo stories, the futuristic cyberpunk, and anything like that. Definitely check this one out. A big recommendation. So that was it. Those are my 5 this week. Those are the amazing stories I think everybody should check out. If you get a chance, leave a comment, like this channel, subscribe, all of that nonsense. Hit me up, let me know what you think, and let me know what I can improve. I want to keep making this great for you because I'm having fun doing it, but I can't do it without you guys, so let me know. With that being said, take it easy, guys. See you next week.